I've really been thinking lately about this one simple question. What do you like to do for fun? It's such a normal question. People ask it all the time. But for me, every single time someone asks it, I pause. And not like a quick pause, like a real pause. Because I don't have an answer. And I wanted to share this because I don't think I'm the only one who struggles with this. So I want you to think about this for a second. If someone asked you right now, what do you do for fun? Would you have an answer? Like an immediate, clear answer? Or would you do what I do and kind of sit there searching for something to say? Because it sounds like such a simple question, but the more I think about it, the more I realize it actually reveals a lot. Because somewhere along the way, life shifts, especially as a mom, but honestly, just as an adult in general. You stop doing things for fun and you start doing things because you just have to. Your days start to look like taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, going to work, handling responsibilities, a lot of responsibilities, and just moving from one thing to the next. And I think we tell ourselves, because this is what I tell myself, that that's just life. This is just what it means to grow up, to be responsible, to show up for the people we love. But what happens when that becomes everything? Because if you're anything like me, you don't just show up, you give. You give your time, you give your energy, you give your attention to your kids, to your home, to your relationships. And somewhere in that, you slowly start to disappear from your own life. Even when people talk about self-care, take time for yourself. Do the things you enjoy. I'll be honest, I don't really do that because it always felt selfish. It felt like I was taking away from what I was supposed to be doing, like my needs weren't as important as everything else that needed to get done. So I just kept going, doing what made sense, doing what was needed. And then there's the relationships piece. Because for me, I don't just show up in relationships, I adapt to my relationships. Not in a way where I lose myself on purpose, but in a way where I just naturally go with the other person. If they want to do something, I'm good with that. If they enjoy something, I'll enjoy it too. And not because I don't care about what I like, but because I genuinely enjoy being with them. So it becomes less about what do I want to do and more about I'm just happy being here with them. And that sounds like a good thing. But over time, you stop asking yourself what you want at all. So when someone asks, what do you like to do for fun? They're not asking, what do you do with your kids? What do you do in your relationships? What fills your time? No, they're asking, what do you enjoy? And that's where it hits. Because I don't have an answer. And if I'm being honest, that part makes me really sad. Because it makes me realize somewhere along the way, I stopped paying attention to that part of myself. The part that chooses, the part that explores, the part that enjoys something just because it feels good. And when I try to think about it now, when I really sit with the question, I don't just feel stuck. I feel disconnected, like I don't fully know myself anymore. And I think about what makes that even harder. Is that from the outside? My life probably looks full. like I've done the things I'm supposed to do. I've shown up, I've been present, I've built a life. So it's confusing to think about the fact that something is missing when everything looks like it should be enough. And then my mind goes further because I start thinking, if I don't know what I enjoy, if I don't know what I would choose, when no one else is influencing me, then who am I really? Because I've spent so much time showing up, giving, adapting, moving through life that I don't know what it looks like to just choose something for me. And the fact that something so simple, a question people answer without thinking, feels so hard for me, that's heavy. So I've been sitting with that, not trying to fix it, not trying to rush an answer, just sitting with the question. And maybe that's where this starts. Not with having the answer, but with being willing to ask it. So I'll leave you with this, not as something to solve, but just something to think about. When was the last time you did something, not because you had to, not because someone else wanted to, but simply because you wanted to? And if that question feels hard, like it did for me, maybe that's not something to ignore. Maybe that's something to listen to. Because I'm realizing this isn't just about fun. It's about finding your way back to yourself.